the $22,000 to $29,000 price class, many cars rank above average in initial quality. However, according to the J.D. Power and Associates initial quality study, one car ranks best: Buick Park Avenue. Park Avenue. We hope this throws some light on the subject of your next car.
Why did I put a 240 horsepower supercharged V6 power plant in a mid-size family sedan? Because it feels so good. My name's Harley Earl, and I've come back to build you a great car.
Buick, the spirit of American style.
Is that a car? That's not a car. Is that a car? Not a real car. What happened to the real cars? Easy rider, silver glider, nothing like a real car. A slide inside, sink in deep, you asleep kind of car. A grab the road, hold on tight, and drive all night kind of car. Easy rider, silver glider, nothing like a real car. High-heeled shoe, party of two, skyline view kind of car. Hey, what was that? You see that kind of car? Now that's a real car. Isn't it time for a real car?
Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Joseph here once again. And today, I'm proud to represent this beautiful Survivor 2002 Buick Park Avenue SE. This will be a full, in-depth tour of the Buick Park Avenue SE. We'll start it up, show the engine, show you many of the features on the interior as well as the exterior, take it for a brief test drive, and show you many of the features on the interior as well as the exterior, and talk about the history of this unique platform. So, without further ado, let's get started, shall we?
The Buick Park Avenue is a full-size luxury car built by Buick. The nameplate was first used in 1975 for an appearance option package on the Electra 225 Limited. It became an Electra trim level in 1978 and its own model starting in 1991 model year after the Electra was discontinued. There were two generations of the Park Avenue that were manufactured in the United States until 2005. In 2007, the nameplate was revived on a large Buick sedan built by Shanghai GM for the Chinese market based on the Holden Caprice from the WMWN range. The nameplate is derived from the affluent New York City Boulevard, Park Avenue. The second generation, 1997 to 2005. Production, 1996 to 2005. It was assembled in Hamtramck, Michigan, and Lake Oregon, Michigan. Its designer was Bill Porter. Body layout, four-door sedan, transverse front engine front-wheel drive, G-body, related to the Buick Riviera, Oldsmobile Aurora, Cadillac Sedan DeVille, Cadillac Seville, Buick LeSabre, and Pontiac Bonneville. There are two engine options available: a Series 2 3.8-liter 3800 naturally aspirated V6 and a supercharged Series 2 3800 V6. The only two transmission options available were the 4T60-E and the 4T65-E HD automatic. Wheelbase, 113.8 inches, length 206.8 inches, width 74.7 inches, height 57.4 inches. coming in at around 3,884 pounds. An update to the Park Avenue was released in October 1996 as a 1997 model and was now built on GM's G-body platform. However, GM chose to continue to refer to it as a C platform, but it was stronger and more substantial than its predecessor. This new generation was powered by the updated Series 2 variant of the 3800, and as before, only the Ultra models were supercharged. The base trim level featured a hood ornament, while the Ultra had a less conspicuous tri-shield inset on the upper edge of the grille. The base Park Avenue was the last USDM Buick to carry a factory hood ornament. For 2001, the base model's cloth interior was dropped as an option in favor of the now standard leather trim. Ultrasonic rear park assist was a new option that year as well. For 2003, trademark Buick Ventaports returned on the Buick Park Avenue Ultra, along with a bolder grille that carried a larger monochromatic tri-shield badge in the center. New 17-inch wheels, a revised interior, and revised instrument cluster were changed for the 2003 model year on the Ultra. For 2005, the final model year in the North American market, base Park Avenues received a revised grille and the previous Ultra-exclusive Ventaports. Also, the rear fascia was redone across the model line with a prominent chrome bar above the license plate holder with an embossed Park Avenue script and amber turn signal flashers. The last 3,000 of 7,000 Park Avenues carried special edition badging that featured the namesake script underneath the silhouette of the New York City skyline. 300 of these units were painted with a special two-tone black on platinum finish. Production ended on June 18, 2004. The Park Avenue was discontinued after 2005 in North American market and was replaced by the 2006 Buick Lucerne.
This particular unit is painted in Buick's Diamond White Clear Coat Metallic, paired with a tri-coat tan leather interior with hickory wood accenting throughout. $79,295 miles. Starts right up, as all 3800s do. Tri-phase horn. Digital climate control. Window has automatic touch-down feature. So, let's turn on the lights and the hazards. We'll take a look at the exterior. This is the second generation of the Buick Park Avenue. There were 3 trim levels: the SA, the SE, and the Ultra package. This being a Park Avenue SE trim, which was middle of the road. You had some of the more creature comforts that would have come equipped on the more expensive Ultra without having to pay the Ultra price. These amenities included, but were not limited to, a rear proximity backup system available on the SE as an option, standard on the Ultra, OnStar emergency services as well as telecommunication systems available on the SE and standard on the Ultra as well. Antenna shown there on the rear glass. Heated seats were standard on the Ultra, optional on SE packages. side marker turn signals, as well as tri-phase turn signal on the bumper, the front. Halogen headlamps. Two-phase with daytime running light feature. Rear marker light, as well as a rear turn signal, dual phase. And an accented waterfall rear brake light assembly. Let's take a look at the engine, shall we? This particular unit is powered by Buick's 3800 Series 2 V6, creating 205 horsepower. It's mated to the 4T65-E 4-speed automatic transmission. There was also a supercharged variant of the 3800 V6 Series 2 that produced 240 horsepower. The non-supercharged variant had a fuel-rated range of 555 miles. The supercharged variant had the ability to have a 0 to 60 time of a little under 8 seconds. It was about 7.8 seconds for the 0 to 60 time on the supercharged. Bulletproof powertrains. Absolutely love these engines. So let's take a look at the interior, shall we? Starting on the driver door, you have your small folder holder next to the major speaker down on the floor pad. You also have a tweeter up on the door, your window switches, power locks, memory seating plus exit, so you have two-person memory, window lockout, and automatic lowering windows on the driver's side, push and hold for the rest of the windows. 10-way adjustment on the driver's seat, up, down, forward, back, tilt, as well as a integrated seat belt adjustment tool on the seat adjustment pad, and your lumbar support. Turn on the AC, get it nice and cool in here. On the steering wheel, you have your seat scan, AM, FM, as well as temperature adjustment and volume. One cool feature on the Park Avenue's radio system, when you press the volume button on the steering wheel, the actual steering wheel knob will actually move with the steering wheel pad. Rack and pinion power steering, smooth and effortless. Again, 4-speed automatic transmission with low gear selection. The 4T65-E was the only available transmission for the Park Avenue. You also have your integrated headlight switch, Twilight Sentinel adjustment. So how Twilight Sentinel works is there's these small eyes up on the dash that will detect whether or not, depending on sensitivity, if you have it at a higher sensitivity, the light will remain on longer. If you turn the sensitivity down, the lights will actually turn off and go back to daytime running mode. Another neat feature that was available on the Park Avenue is called automatic rain sensing detection, which allows the vehicle to basically detect when rain is pouring faster than the windshield wipers are able to compensate, and rather than the driver having to adjust the wiper control module by hand, the vehicle will automatically compensate for the driver to allow him to have a better control of when the vehicle is going down the road, and he can focus on driving rather than having to deal with the wipers. It was optional on the SE package and standard on Park Avenue Ultra. Automatic climate control, you have recirculate, vent, front, rear defrost, airflow, different zones, fan speed, and temperature. This is the upgraded version of the audio system by Concert Sound 2. It's a 6-speaker audio system with CD and mini cassette. You also have your different tone adjustments, bass, fade, hour and minute, as well as with the Buick radio standardized. It also has automatic speed control detection, so depending on how fast you're going, the vehicle will automatically compensate the vehicle's audio system depending on whether you are going very fast or not. I'm currently using the valet key in the vehicle, so I won't be able to show you all of the features that this vehicle has, but if you look down here, you have your trunk release and fuel door release. If you use the master key, either of the 2 black Buick inscripted keys, either driver 1 or driver 2, if you turn the lock integral, you will not be able to access the trunk access port via the valet key, which adds added security for your valuables in the trunk of the car. Traction control button on the transmission stock. Over here on all the different little notches are your different warning lights for the vehicle. So if I turn it off real fast and turn it back on, you'll see that some of them light up, as you can see here, for a test, as well as your cruise control. It is a 6-seater on this particular platform, but if you opted to have the 5-seater version of the Park Avenue, you'd have a center console right here with a pop-out cup holder, as well as a small writing desk. I'll insert a little picture right here in this portion of the clip so you can take a look at what that looks like. It's pretty neat. Let's have a center storage cubby with a flip-out cup holder that closes when the lid is closed on top of it. Heated mirrors with automatic fold-in option and reverse tilt. Dimmable driver vanity mirror. And Buick's most famous dual stage visors, so you can activate one for the side and still have another one for oncoming sunlight traffic. One option that was available as an add-on package for Park Avenue SE that was also standard on the Park Avenue Ultra is the integrated HUD or heads-up display, and there would be 2 control modules beside the integrated garage door home link system that would allow you to have a small screen that would show turn signal, warning indication, and travel speed without having to look down at your gauges on the instrument pod. Integrated OnStar with compass in the mirror, dimming rear view mirror, automatic. Okay, let's take a look at the rest of the vehicle. Go on and pop the trunk. And integrated fuel door. On the rear door, you have a small armrest pocket to be able to put small items, as well as a small ashtray with cigarette lighter, or in some cases you can use it as a power outlet for your integrated electronic devices if you have an iPhone charger system. Plenty of legroom in the back seat. You got folder holders just like on other luxury cars from this segment. Rear vents on the rear seat to allow your comfort of your passengers in the back. They can adjust the vents and adjust the airflow through the little knob right here. Center armrest with cup holders, small storage cubby, as well as a pass-through for larger items such as a golf bag. Very comfortable car. Very nice. One of the last of the big land sofas. Fuel economy for the 3800 naturally aspirated is 20 city, 30 highway. The trunk offers 19.1 cubic feet of storage capacity, as well as the small pass-through, which I showed you earlier up there in the center part of the rear seat. Plenty of trunk space for all of your travel needs if you want to take 6 passengers with you in total comfort. You also have your integrated spare tire under this mat with a small entry pad. So there's the spare tire. Your emergency fuel door release is over here on the driver's side wheel arch. So if you ever need to access your fuel door, if the integrated electronic release is not working, you simply pull that tab. Same amenities on the passenger rear door, cigarette lighter or AC power jack, as well as a large armrest, super plush, folder holder on the rear part of the seat. Very nice. On the passenger seat, you have what's known as the passenger door climate control module. So this was something that was exclusive to the Buicks, which I find very useful when traveling on longer road trips. Say one passenger wants to have the AC a little bit cooler than the driver. They can adjust the temperature up to 5 degrees cooler or hotter depending on what they want. So let's say I have the temperature set to 70 and I want it to be 65 over here. I can flip that switch and it'll activate the automatic climate control on this side a little bit stronger than on the driver's side. Same vanity mirror on the passenger side of the vehicle. You have the dual stage visors for creature comforts and sunblock. Modest-sized glove box. Alrighty, well, let me get my camera equipment ready and we'll take this car for a quick test drive around the block. Alrighty, welcome aboard. Let's go for a quick drive, shall we? The Dyna-Ride suspension on these cars are absolutely magnificent. Keep it at mid-range. Just bump up the fan a little bit. They do bounce a little bit, but it's not bad. You kind of wobble over the bumps a little bit. But from what I've already driven this car a little bit, it rides very nicely. It does handle like a large land yacht normally would, but it doesn't wallow like a car from the 70s. It has a little bit more feedback compared to some of the older cars of that era, but yet it also still has the softness of something you would expect from something from an era gone by. And of course, the 3800s in these cars are very responsive. You have a large nose that you have to deal with, but that's with a lot of land yachts from this era. Which again, compared to a lot of other vehicles, it's really not bad. I have driven a Buick LeSabre and done an in-depth review of that car. It also has the Dynaride suspension, and then of course I've driven a vehicle that my dad has owned for a number of years, a 2005 Cadillac Sedan DeVille, and now being able to test drive one of these to compare the three vehicles, I can definitely say, in my own opinion, if I were to buy one of the cars out of the three, this would probably be my top choice, just because of all the creature comforts and available technology. One thing I didn't mention on the Passkey 3 system, there's an option on the SE package and available as standard on the Ultra. It's a programmable remote system within the keys on driver 1 and driver 2 that allows you to preset all of your creature comforts, such as temperature, seat control, preset radio station, and other things like that. And I'm going about 50 right now on this major road here, and this thing is literally going over all the bumps. It is a couch. Oh my gosh, this is a wonderful riding vehicle. Absolutely amazing. Oh my goodness. It does jiggle a little bit like Jello when you come to a stop, but it's not too bad. It's just a little bit of a normal lanyard wiggle from the rear end. It does have rear load leveling suspension, like a lot of luxury cars from the 90s and early 2000s did. So you do have the rear air struts on the rear wheels. Very tight power steering. Doesn't have much of a jostle to it. It's very planted and firm. This is probably one of the best luxury cars I have driven to this date. This is amazing. Very good job, Buick. Hats off to you. Wow. No creaks or rattles. can tell that the Twilight Sentinel is functioning as it's supposed to, as the gauges are kind of flickering on and off a little bit. They go from dim to high. It does have English and metric. So in metric, this car has 127,589 kilometers, or as I stated previously, 79,297 miles. I will pull in down here and give you another view angle. So we're going to pull into the Walmart, and I'm going to change the camera around a little bit. We'll get a rear seat view so you can see the vehicle a little more in depth going down the road, as if you were a rear seat passenger. That's usually a pretty hard bump, and this thing took it with ease. Okay, we'll catch back with you in just a second. Visibility is absolutely outstanding in this car. You can see all around you as if it's a basically a glass bowl almost. Not that that's a bad thing. It's just that you don't really have any blind spots compared to like my Chrysler New Yorker that I have. You don't really have any blind spots, which is really nice. The older luxury cars from days that were gone by, they had really small rear windows, which was really aggravating for trying to merge in and out of traffic, which this car alleviates because it's got a larger rear window. excellent vehicle for anybody who does a lot of long distance traveling. My gosh. Especially over a little bit rougher of terrain, such as some areas where they're doing road construction. You can definitely hear the road noise a little bit, but compared to a lot of other vehicles, especially trucks and stuff like that, or SUVs, or even economy cars, this thing would blow them all out of the water like crazy. This is an absolutely outstanding ride. Usually pretty rough in some cars I've driven in, but that's not bad. Felt a little bit of a teeter, but not too bad. Up to 60 without any issues. And barely any wind noise to boot. These are very quiet. Sharp turns right here, so let's see how it handles these turns. See if it's got any teeter. Because I've driven some cars and they sling you around like crazy. Not bad. It's got a little bit of a wallow, but it's not much. You can definitely tell that rear end has a little bit of a play in it though. Must be something going on with the fuel gauge. That's not normal. It's not supposed to say 99 gallons. There's not that. That's not possible that it used 99 gallons of fuel. It doesn't have that large of a capacity. That's a little odd. Yeah, something's going on with our fuel gauge here. We'll have to look into that. Turns like nobody's business. It turns on a dime. Wow. For such a large car, it doesn't wallow at all. Might be something other than what it's trying to do. Look into that. Alrighty folks, well I hope you've liked this in-depth review of this beautiful 2002 Buick Park Avenue SE with preference packaging. As always, there will be more tours like this in the future as they become available. If you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe, and leave any comments if you have anything down below. If I missed anything, be sure to mention it in the comments below for anybody who's interested in buying one of these cars. I tried to do a pretty thorough review of this car. This is a great long-distance traveler. Oh my word. If you want a car that'll get you from point A to point B in isolated total comfort, this is definitely the car for you. Alrighty folks, well, appreciate you for watching the video, and we will see you guys next time. Take care.
Statements you make as you travel through life, distinctive, decidedly you, the great American.